Meant to Be Well Summit is created by three incredible women, Ambreen, Valerie and Andrea. The main objective is to bring together experts from around the world to raise awareness about the importance of holistic well-being. This summit aims to explore the multidimensional aspects of well-being, including physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. This isn't just any event. It's a unique, global summit marathon designed to cover all time zones across the globe. We created this event because we genuinely care about you. We believe that everyone deserves to thrive and live a life of well-being. This summit isn't just about learning, it's about transforming your life. Our speakers are dedicated to inspire, uplift, and help you tap into your full potential. Join us, and let these world-class thought leaders guide you toward a higher level of mental, physical, and spiritual well-being.
All right, here we go in the studio with two beautiful people who are part of, as we say, the extended family. So we are so happy to have Yuva and Betty with us. Originally, Chrishanne should have also joined us, but she has a beautiful problem being outside and not being able to connect. And this is for us insiders. It's a beautiful news because we all know what Chrishanne has been through, and we are really happy that she's finally out there and then she can empower herself and enjoy. So you and Betty, we are really happy for you that you are in this session. You will be talking about life experiences, enriching life experiences. I'm really looking forward to this discussion. You are insiders with us for 5 years, so it's also part of our celebration for having this summit for 5 years together and meeting almost every Monday for 5 consecutive years. It's a big effort, and you are the two of the people who were almost always there, even when you are not available, even when you are driving. You remember Betty? So and sometimes I have to ban Betty out of the meeting because she tried to join even when she was driving. So please, guys, enjoy this session. I'm really looking forward to your experiences and for your share, and have a beautiful discussion. You have around 20 minutes, and then I will be coming back and closing the session so that I can give the torch to Ambreen. So thank you so much, guys. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Andrea, for the wonderful introduction, and it's a good lead up for all of us. And also I'm blessed to have Betty sharing the same stage with Betty, who I respect a lot. So Betty, thank you.
Welcome, Yuva.
Yeah. So today we'll be talking about enriching life experiences. So there'll be two very interesting perspectives where we're going to share here. So for me, I'll be sharing from my own perspective, life experiences where I transitioned from a single man into a married man, while Betty has her own perspective. So without further ado, I'll start with my first pointers first. So in our life, there'll be 3 phases that we go through, which is young, being adult, and being old. Now, being young, when one is young, one has all the time in the world, all the energy in the world, but they have lack of money because they are still reliant on their parents. Now, as an adult, as a person goes into adulthood, they still have some energy and they have a lot of money because they start working, they start earning, but they have lack of time. Now, as one becomes old, entering into old age, they have a lot of time. They have a lot of money because they are now already retired. They are now, enjoying retirement, but they have lack of energy. So these are all 3 phases of life we have go through, and I can bet Betty will also agree with me, right?
Yes.
So that's how I start my point. But for me, as I'm not, everyone have known or not, but I've just got married last December. So coming December will be our first year anniversary. So there are few things come to my realization. So firstly is that once I enter marriage life, the way how I view life start to change. The way I prioritize life changes, and the way I value things in life changes. I realized that all this while before, when I was being a single man, I was being me, 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 me. Now the me becomes the we, because now I have to talk about my wife and I as well. So that's where I realized, some things have to change. Some values which are value in the past does not reflect my current stage right now, and I have to let it go. Now, one of them is I have to quit my PhD research because I know it takes up bulk of my time. Because balancing between my daytime, my day job time, a teacher, a podcaster, a life coach, and also being a husband as well, all these are too much in the plate. That's what my friends told me. So that's how I realized, I have to set aside my quest for being to do my PhD and focusing more on what I value now the most, which is my family time. Now, and yeah, I know it's quite a difficult, tough decision, but I have to do it. And also at times it become overwhelming because once you become married, the extra commitments comes to you, like you have to become provider, you have to be in charge of paying the bills, getting the money, getting food on table, all these things. So all these things can be quite overwhelming. But however, in this 1 year, I do want to share two valuable lessons which I learned, and I hope it will be useful for all of you out there. Now, the first will be time blocking. Now, what is time blocking? I learned this tip from a book called Indestructible by the author Neil Eyal. Now, he introduced where from the time you wake up until the time you sleep, you can divide it into chunks of time, which is called time blocking. Now, in this time few in this time block, you must not let it's very crucial, you must not let any distraction comes your way. What I mean by distraction, which means no phone, no devices, no email, and no WhatsApp. Totally being on your own, totally being in the time blocks. Now, in this time block, now, how do you determine the time blocks in your life? This is where you have to set your priority value first. You have to take a book and write down what are your values are. For example, family time, self-love, work, every single thing you have to write down to the T. Now, for me, what I value most right now is family time. So that will take up a bulk of my time. But however, I do have time for work and for other things. But I make sure that all of those blocks do not contradict each other. What I mean by that? That means, for example, if I have my time at home with my family, I'll make sure I don't entertain any work calls. I'll make sure I will not entertain any WhatsApp or messages or email whatsoever. And also, we have to realize that biologically we are not mentally equipped. I know many my wife might not agree with me and my mom might not agree with me, but actually biologically we are not mentally equipped to multitask. So the best that we can do is that focus on one task, give it your best, and do it to the best you can. Yeah, that's the first tip I like to share: time blocking. And also, the second thing I would like to share is setting boundaries, setting a stopgap. Now, do you know the most powerful two letter that one can say? The letter N and O. No. No is the most powerful word one you can say. Now, saying no to others who disobey your boundaries. Now, as I was saying just now, for time block, there are specific time block that you set in your day. There's for your day, for your work, for your family time, for your self time, and so on. So in use in during these blocks of time in your daily life, you have to make sure if someone's trying to interfere into your private block of time of life, block of time, you have to make sure to say them politely, say no, I'm so sorry, I'm having this time right now, I cannot answer this message right now, I cannot answer this phone call right now, and also do not feel bad if I could not reply immediately. Tell them off in a polite way. Okay. And yeah, but last but not least, I'd like to end my point with a very interesting quote from Greg McKeown in his Harvard Business Review article. He said, "If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. What does he mean here is that if you don't set some priorities, some values in your life, someone else who prioritize their time in life will not hesitate to use your time to make time in their own life. And when that happens, please do not cry over spilled milk. Thank you. So now I would like to call upon Betty to share her own perspective on how we can enrich life experience. Go ahead, Betty.
Thank you very much, Yuva. Having heard your excellent sharing on your three phases of life, now I want to address the issue that I wanted to really enlighten all of you. Now, this is the part that we are talking about. We all know that decent work is good for mental health. Poor working environments, including discrimination, inequality, excessive workload, and also low job control, and also job security. All this pose a risk to mental health. So I actually made a check in the World Health Organization. 20% of the working age adult, they estimated to have mental disorder in 2021. So globally, an estimated 12 trillion working adults, they are having this depression and anxiety, which actually cost USD 1 trillion per year in lost productivity. That is really alarming. So seeing the negative impact of poor mental health, I would want to highlight my journey of my work. I worked 44 years in an insurance company, international. Okay, maybe just to share, I have been in Allianz throughout my entire working life. More than half my working life is spent in the company. So it is important that I want to also share some the effective action to enhance the mental health at work. So through my work in just one company, and I would say that there are areas that we can support good mental health by providing a livelihood and then a sense of confidence, purpose, and also achievement. So this is also the opportunity for us to see our productive relationship with our subordinate, with the staff, and it's very important. Now, how do I do that to make sure that I enhance all this work environment so that I have to ensure that I enrich the life of my subordinate. Now, as the leader for so many departments, 8 departments in total, I would say that I've gone through all these challenges, but importantly, it is my duty as a leader to build their future. Because when I was given this opportunity from my employer to to craft my life to where I am now, gone through the 8 departments, they are really a Herculean task for me. So if I have gone through all these challenges, I also want to put these experiences and transform the life of my subordinate. Because I deal throughout my life, I deal with 3 P's: people, papers, and process. Now, all these 3 P's that has driven me so hard that I know when my bosses have already given me the opportunity to be transformed, it's my duty to also live up their life and also transform them. It was so fortunate that I was able to lead all those non-clerical. Until today, I'm proud to say that I have transformed people, 16 of them. Offhand, I can just keep count just before I enter this room. I transformed them from a lowest ranking, a dispatch of letters, storekeeper, driver. I'm so proud to even share that I managed to uplift their life from zero to heroes. And this is something that I put in a lot of effort to transform their life. And especially so that when I have done it successfully with 3 or 4, then I move on to 5 to 6. Slowly, how I do it, I give them tuition in the evening. I give them a lot of effort to do reading, presentation, and in the department meeting, I even give them opportunity to speak whatever 5 minutes, whatever topic they like, because I want to build their confidence. When they are totally not able to do a proper letter, and this is something that if I can bring up a few, I want to prove to my other subordinate and my management that people are not just supposedly to sit where they are. They can actually move up the corporate ladder. So this, importantly, once I have already done this, it was becoming a habit that my bosses transfer people who are not productive to my department. And I prove to them that yes, I can transform people. And this is where I also allow the other department managers to learn how to enrich people's life. Use your momentum to uplift their experiences and bring their life, because this is, you want to enrich people's life, you have got to give them opportunity. Just like I told my staff or my subordinate, within 2 or 3 years, if you don't get promoted, then there must be something wrong. How? Because you have got to make sure that you set the platform ready. Don't push them. Yes, the company's philosophy is to drive for marketing, drive for production. But on the other hand, we as leaders, we must recognize that the people are your valuable assets. If you don't give them the opportunity and transform them, how could you change their life? This is a lot for the leader like me. I spend my time, but the subordinate must also value and do their part to learn. It's no point I want to teach and transform, the other party is not willing to receive. So it's a win-win situation. If I've proven that I can groom people from zero to hero, until today, I am still well remembered and still well respected. And although I have retired from the company for 5.5 years now, I am still well looked after by them. And they look at me like their mother. So it is so valuable. So what I strongly encourage doesn't mean that if you are a leader, you be authoritative and you are not being doing the duty to transform people. Transforming people is, you must set the mental health at work first. This is important because if they are productive, you get the good name, and also the staff will also get promoted. I have proven Manager of the Year award, I won it 2, 3 times. And I make sure that my department is also awarded Department of the Year. This is all because I look into their welfare. And we have got to be very passionate, because if I want to drive my philosophy, aspire to inspire before I expire. So this is something I also want my people to do it that way. Don't be selfish, transform people. And the latest, I found that because I have been a member in Toastmaster, this is my 10th year. If they are so poor in their conversation, their presentation, their speaking, ask them to join Toastmaster, because that is the platform. Leaders build leaders. That is what the founder of Toastmaster always drive at. You don't drive yourself as a leader and start bulldozing around. You have got to make sure that they transfer the value from them to others. Then this way, we will continue to build leaders ourselves. So bear in mind, my philosophy, aspire to inspire before we expire. this is
Thank you
something.
so much. Thank you so much, Betty. It was beautiful shares, and as you see, the whole part and the whole meaning and the message of this part of the summit of the Asia and GES part is sharing different experiences, practical approaches, life experiences from people from morning 8 a.m. until now 4 p.m. We will be sharing a different perspective, not about actual learnings and valuable pre-created formats or blueprints, but life blueprints, people's experiences, people's backgrounds, and how they are actually dealing with things in their real life. And I hope you got this message. You are all appreciated. You all have this value, whoever is watching us. Thank you so much for the lot of comments. Thank you for Simfong, Yuva, of course, in the studio, Betty, and also Vani and Charm, and everyone else who was commenting, because Alchan, of course, or a marathon champion, and Krishan. We are happy for you that you are outside. Don't worry, you can do it another time. So don't worry, you couldn't do it because of technical problems, but we all know in the family, the insiders, what you have been through, and we are really happy for you that that was your problem today. So thank you so much, Krishan, for joining in the chat. And I have to jump out because Ambreen is starting. I give the torch to her in the UAE. But I want to appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here and doing this session and sharing your life experiences from 2 different generations and 2 different perspectives. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andrea. Bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye bye.
See you, Yuva. Bye.
Bye.